Hey guys, it's Kristin with Decorators Warehouse. Thanks so much for joining us today, where we're going to make a beautiful 30-inch wreath that's easily replicable for your home. We've gotten a lot of feedback that you guys want more technique videos, so that's what we'll be doing it today, is breaking it down using a recipe, giving you quantities that you need so that you can then take what you've learned today and then adapt it to your style. It's super simple. We all start somewhere, so I want you to just kind of get used to these techniques and then adapt them to make them your own. All right, let's get started. All right, my wreath base is a 30-inch wreath. This is a great size for a front door, simply because most front doors are 36 inches, so this is perfect. As you can see, I've already fluffed it, so you're just gonna kind of open it up. When they come in, they come kind of smushed. We don't want that. We want to fluff our wreath. So just kind of go all the way around, pull these open, just like that. Okay, and once that's ready, we're gonna go right into our ribbon. So I'm gonna be breaking this down step by step. I know you guys love our 4-step process. Think of this kind of for wreaths. So this is technique and quantities, and then you can take these techniques and quantities and adapt them to any styles. This wreath that we're doing today is going to be fun. It's got a lot of red and white, which I love, and then little pops of pink too, so I think you're going to enjoy it. For the ribbon, we're going to use 10 yards on a 30-inch wreath. So my rolls that I'm working with today, they're actually 5 yards, so I'm going to double that, so two rolls of 5 yards. And we're gonna start with a bow. We're gonna place our bow kind of here in the 11 o'clock, and then I'll show you kind of how to weave the ribbon throughout. Let's go into our bow. So I've already got my fishtailed in. We're gonna make a tail. And then I love this ribbon too, y'all, isn't that fun? It's double-sided. We are basically folding it. I'm gonna use this finger, and we're gonna pinch it there. And then you're twisting it. Okay, and the reason I'm twisting it is it brings this side back to the front, which is what we want. So we're basically repeating that process. We want 7 loops on this bow. So I'll have 3 on one side and 4 on the other. You can kind of pull them too, just to make sure your loops are the same size. 4 loops, that's fun for packages, 4-loop bows. Okay, I've got 6, so I want to do 1 more. And twist. So holding it in one hand, I'm going to take a floral wire and I'm wrapping it kind of around the middle. You can see I'm going to pull that tight and twist. Now I can go ahead and cut that. I do want to leave a tail. So my tail is probably going to be about 8 inches or so. Diagonal cut. And now I can go ahead and shape the bow. So you're gonna go up, you'll pull to the side, to the other side, to the middle, up, and then side and side. Now you wanna run your hand inside of each loop. It's gonna get a little smushed when you place it on the wreath, so don't worry about this too much right now. See how cute? And then I'm going to place it in the 11 o'clock position of my wreath. There is a wire frame support that runs along the back side of this wreath. When I place it, I'm going to use this around the wire support to hold it in place. You can kind of flatten your greenery a little bit and then just twist it around. Okay, once your bow is placed, you're going to kind of weave the ribbon through, and let me show you how to do that. So we're going to create a tail kind of coming up off the top of the wreath. Use the greenery to hold it in place. And then we are going to kind of billow. You want the ribbon to billow like this. You can run your hand through there. A good wired ribbon is going to hold its shape really well. Tuck it in and then wrap with the branches to secure. Okay, now I'm going into my second billow. I don't want it to come like right under there. It's going to look too symmetrical. So I want to pull it to the other side a little bit, creating another billow. You can always kind of step back and look at it too and see how it looks. Just like when I decorate trees, I cut after every 2 loops. I'm going to do the same thing on this wreath. So we're going to leave a tail and then do a cut like this. Now I broke into my second roll of ribbon. Again, we used about 10 yards on this. You might have a little bit extra. Extra's great. You can always wrap packages, stick it in your tree. but never throw it away. That would be a sin. All right, we're gonna come in here. We want a tail coming out this side now. So same thing, I'm just tucking it into the greenery, wrap the greenery around. And then we are gonna make a couple billows here. And then see how I kind of have a little extra space there? I'm just gonna fill in that gap with a 1-loop bow. I use those a lot as accents, use them in my garlands, my trees, but it's a great thing to do if you just have some space. So tail, I'm gonna fold it, creating a loop, twist, and then I'll cut another tail here. But I can just take that kind of in here, find a spot. All right, and that's our ribbon layer. You might want to go through, fluff your bow a little bit, stand back, make sure your distribution looks good. Like I think I need to pull this forward a little bit. It's all part of the process. Okay, the next part of this process is our florals. So we're gonna use 3 flowers for this one. I've got a red with like really cute edging and a little bit of frost. We're gonna place those, one in this area, one kind of in here, and one here. The stems are long, we don't need them that long, so I'm gonna cut that down a bit. You want it to be long enough because we are gonna curve this around and hook it around the frame. So again, this is a 30-inch wreath. This is a great number of flowers for a wreath this size. Okay, so let me fold that, created a hook. I'm just gonna hook it around the frame. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on that too, just to give it some extra support. And then you can use the greenery itself too, kind of around the top there. And you want it to stand up and off the wreath a little bit. You don't want it too shoved in there, so it's just a little bit over the greenery. We're moving into the next layer, which is our ornaments. So for a 30-inch wreath, I'm gonna use 6 ornaments. You could do 2 styles or 3 styles. I'm gonna use 2 styles on this one. So I have 3 of this, 3 of this. Different textures, different sizes. That's kind of the key here. You don't want everything to be exact. And you want them to scale nice on the wreath too. So if you've noticed, I've used a smaller shatterproof than I usually use in a lot of my designs because it's gonna pair well with this one. All right, so I'm just gonna start placing them, and I will use the string itself, wrap it around with the greenery, and then I'll probably use a little bit of extra glue just to give it some extra security. You can also wire these in too if you don't want to use glue. And if y'all love everything that you've seen today, all of these items are available on our website, which is decoratorswarehouse.com. We've got everything you can imagine for the holidays and tons of inspiration as well. So then last layer is our sprays. We're gonna use 3 sprays, or 3 styles of sprays. We're gonna use 2 of each style, so a total of 6 sprays. Now most of your sprays, like it's pretty big, so we're gonna cut them down into halves. So when you do that, you want to look for a natural break. Be careful, we don't want to cut too high to where these split, so I'm going to come down, go around here. And see, now I have 2 really good size pieces. Now this stem's long, so I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter. I love the holly pod. I use this in so many of my designs just because it's a great texture. It's a beautiful piece. And then this is called the dewberry. We sell this in tons of different colors as well. It's really nice and airy. And then I'm gonna use this fun snowflake. Brings a little bit of pink into there, but just super cute. So I have 2 of each of those. Cut those down. Sometimes we call these fillers too, just because they're great at filling in holes. That's why we're doing them last, is we're gonna look for any spots that need a little bit of extra oomph. And then we can come in with your glue gun too to give it a little bit of extra support. So usually I'll wrap a branch around that kind of at where it breaks. And then you want to open it up. And then you can come in with the glue. All right, and I'll come in with my dewberry next. So just kind of zigzagging through wherever I see holes. All right guys, there you have it. We made a beautiful 30-inch wreath using a recipe that's easy to replicate for any style. We hope you loved it. Be sure to hit subscribe and then check out our website. It's decoratorswarehouse.com or come into our store in Arlington, Texas. We'd love to help. Merry Christmas.